Hello, teachers. I'm at that point in the PowerPoint where I wanted to show you how easy it is to use the tools that can help you to flip or blend your instruction. So as you can see on this slide, we've paused at the tools. And I'm not going to go into all the tools that are available, but I think that these are the basic tools that you can use, and all these tools are free. So I just think for teachers, especially when you're getting into something for the first time, free is always better, because if you have to invest money and then you decide that you don't like it, then you're out of luck. But here, they're for most of these websites, they're either totally free, or if you find that this website does what you actually like, you can, for a nominal cost, increase your storage capacity. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to use. And for my doing this, I'm using something called Screencast-O-Matic. So I'm going to look at this. As you see, we're already in a PowerPoint. And I think using a PowerPoint or interactive slides is an easy way to first start using the tools to help you with blending your instructional practice in the classroom to those things the students can do outside of class, and that you can then help them to apply when they come to class the following day. Screencast-O-Matic is what I'm using right now, and we're going to go to that website in just a moment. Google Doc is, if you do not have a Google account, you just need to go ahead and get a Gmail account. And when you do that, you then need to get into Google Drive. And I'm going to briefly take you there so that you can see what that looks like. Wordle is an account that I like to use for providing me with a very quick reference of what my students understand about questions that I have given them when they're doing their offsite work, because of the way that the words are given to you. The words that are used most often are the largest, the words that are used least often are the smallest. So you can easily do what I call a quick and dirty to see, just by how they responded, did they get the point of whatever the lesson is by the words that are shouting at you, as opposed to the words that are falling behind. Cloud storage, there are lots and lots of storage capacity. Uh, um, Clouds in the internet stratosphere, and you need to decide which one you want for yourself. I'm going to show you a couple. Of course, Google is always there. It's free. It will do it for you. There's also YouTube if you're going to be storing a lot of video. And I'm going to take you to two sites that I like. One is Dropbox and one is Livebinder. And then finally, this is the one part where I can't really help you. This is what you have to do for yourself, is you really have to use your own imagination and creativity as you use these tools to help understand, what can I do to blend what I do with this lesson using the technology of those digital natives that we have in the classroom, so that they can off-site utilize a tool that's exciting for them, that provides them with information that's going to set them up for great interaction and application in the classroom. So that's where we're going with this. I also want to just let you know that when you do a video like this, you don't want to go over 10 minutes. 10 minutes is long, and that's really at the outside. So you want to keep your video short and to the point, and I will try to model that for you here. We are on the Screencast-O-Matic site, and this is a very easy site to use. It's free. You just log on to Screencast-O-Matic, you push start recording, and you can record up to a 15-minute video podcast of whatever is on your screen. So you're provided with a frame that's adjustable. You start the recording. When you're finished with the recording, you just push done, and when it's done, it'll process it for you and then ask you, where do you want to save it? Do you want to save it to YouTube? Do you want to save it to your computer? You make an MP4 out of it, and then you can utilize it any way you want to. So I'm going to be showing you using the screencast-o-matic here about the other websites. So for Wordle, I mentioned Wordle. This is the Wordle site. It too is free. And what you do is you just capture words, such as what it says here, Wordle is a toy for generating word clouds. You capture those words, you push create, you paste the words in here, you push go, and then it'll make a Wordle for you. And a Wordle will look something like this. And as you can see, for this Wordle, the words that are shouting are United States and presidents, states, and Congress. It maybe you can tell, did they get the point based on the kind of question that you asked them to respond to. Of course, there's Gmail. You want to open up a Google account. And when you do that, you wanted to go into Google Drive. Now, what's great about Google Drive is over here, you can create a variety of tools. You have that access available to you. Obviously, documents, presentations, spreadsheets, forms, and drawings, and folders. This is an active site that I use. And what I like about this, though, is the Google Forms. And when you go into the forms, what this allows you to do is it sets you up to create a document. So I'm just going to show you quickly what this is. You title the document, then you can write your instructions here. And then here, you are able to go ahead and write your questions. I usually write name because I want to know where this came from. And then if I want to do some help with this, let's say I ask them a question about um, the something that has to do with the Constitution. I may ask them something about how long does a president get to serve. And down here, I may tell them, go to X amendment and you'll be able to find this answer. And then for here, if I want them to do that, they can type a response. They can do a paragraph, multiple choice, check a box, choose from a list, scale, or a grid. When you're finished with that, since I wrote text, I'm going to write, you can make it required or not required. If it's a test, you want it to be required. I can then require it and I push done. And so now, as you can see, it's kind of yellow. This is where they're going to write their name. Second question. This one over here is, I get in the second question. You see it's edit. I click that and then I can write the second question, which I usually do is email address. Because I want to know who sent it. Besides their first name, first and last name, I want to know. I want their email address in case I need to get back to them. Again, it's a text. I'm going to say that's required, and then it's done. And then this is what's really cool about this. Okay, so you can do this form. You can make tests on it. You can have surveys on it. You can do anything you want to with it in that respect. But then you get to email the form to your students. And when you email the form to your students, then your students respond to you. So when they respond to you, it automatically populates on a document. So I don't have a lot of time right here to go into that, but this is how you can set up accountability with your students so that when you create a video, you want to ask them a few questions about the video to, number one, to make sure they looked at it, but number two, to make sure that they're getting the right things from it or answering the questions properly so you know that they're going to be ready for the next day. That gets populated to you on a spreadsheet. So I'm just going to write in me because this is easier, and I would send it to me, and then once I've sent it to me, it becomes part of my Google Drive. So um, so here's the test document that I now have as a spreadsheet. And then as students respond, it gets time stamped. So you know when students have responded to this, what time they responded to it, who responded to it, and then your questions are here. It's really a wonderful tool. Then I want to take you to an organization piece. This one is called Live Binders, and I like it because I personally like 3-ring binders. As such, this particular site offers you a certain amount of free megabytes for you to create your own binders. So for let's say for technology, you have the since I own this binder, I have the options to either just look at it, edit it, or present it. So I'm just going to open up the binder, and this is what it will look like. And so you get these tabs, and then on each, like here's a QR code tab. This person is talking about QR codes, and then I can send it to a site that'll actually teach you how to do QR codes. Or I have welcome. Here's the tab for welcome, but now I have all these sub tabs that also let me organize things. So let's say you're doing Catcher in the Rye. If you're an English teacher, you can write Catcher in the Rye for the welcome, and you can explain, oh, when you're going to do this, you're going to do a lot of stuff on Catcher in the Rye. But this can then be chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, or these can be the chapters at which you have certain things that you wanted them to do, including linking to videos that they would then look at in order to do your your blended classroom. So here's a place where you can house these things, and it'll just grow with you. If you like it and you put a lot up here, then they're going to ask you for a fee. But if you don't like it, you can do the same thing in Google for free using YouTube. So I just want you to know that when you do a YouTube, a lot of times we go on YouTube and we go, oh, I love that video. Well, what all you have to do is take the URL of that video that you have on in YouTube. So here's one in YouTube. I'm going to take the URL of this one right here. I want to make sure I get the right one, so I'm just going to pause it. I'm going to take the URL of this. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to come over here to keep vid, and then I'm just going to paste it here, and then I'm going to download it. And what it's going to ask me to do is it'll often ask you if you need to allow an applet, and if it does, you just say yes, I need to do that. So here's that applet. I accept. I'm going to run it, and then you see down here it is now a 3GP, an FLA. I always take the MP4, and then what I do is I take that MP4, I have a lot of ways I can use it now. I download it to the computer, and then I upload it into either Picasa on Google, or I'll put it in my Live Binder, or I'll put it on YouTube. So this lets me now capture those videos, and then so that when you find a video online that's going to do exactly what you want, or you've made a screencast that's an MP4 that's going to do exactly what you want, you now have the flexibility of putting it places and making sure that your students have access to it. So I just wanted to show you these to let you know that these are all free. They're easy to use. Easy is better, and free makes it even better. So give it a try. These tools will really help you out. Thank you so much.